Hey there, Katie Farner here, and I am the Superstar Director for the amazing Sunshine State Superstars. You are catching me on the tail end of reunion. I have recently returned from Scentsy Family Reunion 2016. This was my this was my 6th Scentsy reunion since joining in May of 2010, and it was a amazing experience. Reunion gets better and better and better every year, and I'm actually shocked, very shocked, but this is a true statement. This is seriously all the feels. I really feel this way genuinely. This has been my favorite reunion of all time. I didn't think it was possible to beat Stampede, my first reunion in Fort Worth, Texas, but Share Your Song was my favorite reunion ever. The training was incredible. We had extra training as star and superstar directors. We were able to have a special training with Vanderbilt University, which was some of the best training I have ever received in my career. It was just a wonderful experience. Plus, I had the largest group attendance ever for the Sunshine State Superstars, so that was super exciting. Kudos to all of our superstars who showed up, because we know when you show up, you go up. So I'm looking forward to watching all of the superstars who attended grow this fall. But what I want to talk to you about today is I received a lot of great feedback for my general session presentation. Well, I guess it really wasn't a presentation as much as an interview. Sandy, I don't know if you were there. If you weren't there, you don't get that inside joke, but if you were at reunion, you get it, and you're laughing right now. But anyway, Sandy Spielmaker, our chief sales officer, interviewed me. She basically interviewed me, asked me a lot of questions about overcoming objections and things like that. And she also talked to me about international, not even just necessarily international growth, but growth outside of your town for sponsoring and things like that. And I have gotten a lot of feedback, people wanting to hear that again. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and make a video highlighting my responses to Sandy's questions, since I didn't really get it recorded, unfortunately. So hopefully I answer it as thoroughly as I did on stage, and you get to take away everything that those who heard it live did. So the first question Sandy asked me was about overcoming objections, and she talked to me about, she asked me questions about what do you say when someone says, I don't know anyone, I know too many Scentsy consultants. What else was it? I don't know anyone, I know too many Scentsy consultants, and I'm not a salesperson. Those were 3 of the objections that she threw my way. And so what I shared with Sandy and the family members there at reunion is, when someone gives you an objection, it's important that we validate their concerns. We don't want to say, you're wrong and here's why. Not that you would ever say you're wrong, but you know what I'm saying. You have to validate their concern. So let's talk about the first one for a second. If someone came to me and said, I'm not a salesperson, I don't think I could sell Scentsy, it's not me, I'm not a salesy person, I would say, that's awesome. That's one of the best qualities about you. You're not a salesperson. You don't have that slimy, icky salesperson vibe. And that's why you would do really well at Scentsy, because of the fact that you're so genuine and authentic and you just love Scentsy products. That is what would make you do really well at Scentsy. It's a positive that you don't have that salesperson mentality. You see what I did there? I validated, and that's just an example of some language. You, of course, want to use language that sounds authentic to you, but you want to validate their feelings. You totally aren't a salesperson. I never have gotten that vibe from you. Validate their feelings and then hit home with why this is a positive for them. Okay, so let's use the example of, I know too many Scentsy consultants. My response to Sandy was, of course, validate what they say. Yeah, I know quite a few Scentsy consultants after doing this for 6 years, but having relationships with them is one of the best parts of my business. I've sponsored so many people in my general area where we know similar people. But I'm going to teach you as your sponsor how to take the 10 or 20 or 80 people that you do know and teach you how to utilize those contacts and meet more people. So even if you know 80 people or 20 people or 10 people, I'm going to teach you how to build those into more. So it doesn't matter how many Scentsy consultants you know, I'm going to help you expand your network, which is really what's most important when you're growing a new business. So that's how I, again, validate their concern. I know some Scentsy consultants too. That's a positive. Side note, I also mentioned during the interview with Sandy that knowing Scentsy consultants, they're some of my favorite people, and we get together and we network at public places like Starbucks or Panera or whatever, somewhere where we can hang out and talk Scentsy and draw attention to our business. So I also added that little tidbit I wanted to plug. And then the other one was, I know too many people. I know too many Scentsy consultants. I don't know anyone. So the other objection Sandy threw my way was, I don't know anybody. So again, validate their concern. I know you recently moved here, or I know you recently moved away, so you might be feeling like you're kind of starting all over in a network. And I understand that can be scary, but my job as your sponsor is to help you, again, going back to their list of 100. My job as your sponsor is to help you take the 10, 20, 30 people that you know and expand that into more. And I'm going to teach you techniques to do that. And I promise you, you're going to find that you know way more people than you think you do, and the people that you know other people that we're going to get you connected with. I'm going to teach you how to do it, what to say. So that's how I validate their feelings about that and show them how we're going to make that a positive and overcome that together. So overcoming objections is a super, super, super important aspect of being a Scentsy consultant. If you can't overcome objections, you're not going to sponsor people. So remember to validate their concern. Validate it. Make them feel like you understand and you empathize with that thought. And then show them how you're going to overcome that together. It's just as easy as that, right? And so, of course, you can't do all of that without initiating a conversation. So get them on the phone, meet up with them in person. Tell them that you want to help them determine if Scentsy's going to be a good fit for them. If you say those few words, you're going to put them at ease. They're not going to feel like you're trying to pressure them to get involved in Scentsy. They're going to feel like, wow, she really cares about me, and she's not pushing me to make me fit a square peg into a round hole, right? So make them feel at ease, and they are going to open up to you more and be more willing to hear what you have to say. So another thing Sandy talked to me about during our interview at Reunion was she asked me about expansion beyond my area. You know, we know that I am here in Central Florida, and expanding outside of Central Florida was always something that was important to me. But for a long time, I looked at it as something so scary and so unattainable that I kind of avoided it. When in reality, I should have been charging at it head on. We often, as consultants, see something as scary, so we just avoid it, put our blinders on to it. Like, oh, I don't notice that recruiting over there. I'm focused on my sales or what have you. But we're really going to have much better opportunity or chance to overcome a challenge if we're focusing on it, right? Instead of just pushing it off to the side and wishing it would disappear, we've got to focus on it. So I decided to focus on expanding beyond my network. And I did that through a few different avenues. So one being social media. I spend some time each week. I set a goal to reach out to 2, 3, 4, however many I can handle that week, Facebook friends. So I'll go through my Facebook friends list and I will look strategically for people. So I'll look for somebody I haven't talked to in a long time, maybe someone I went to high school or college or beauty school with. I'll look for someone that maybe hasn't hosted a party with me in a long time or hasn't shopped with me in a long time. I'm strategic on who I reach out to. So then I'll send them a private message on Facebook purely for conversation's sake. I won't even bring up Scentsy. how are you? How are the kids? How's life in Michigan? Blah, 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 blah. Find a way to talk to them purely about life. If you, like I, have been doing your due diligence and representing Scentsy, your Scentsy career on social media, you won't even have to bring it up. They're going to bring it up. Gosh, I would say 9 times out of 10, they bring Scentsy up when they respond to me. And they'll say, oh, things are good, blah, 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 fill me in on their life. And they'll say, looks like things are going really well with you. Scentsy seems to be going well. They always bring it up. It's amazing. And it's simply because I'm sharing my successes on social media. So, side note, do not be afraid to share your successes on social media in a humble way, of course. So, they open the door for the conversation. So when I respond, of course, I will bring up Scentsy since they open the door, and I will say, yeah, things are going great with Scentsy. I love it, blah, 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 whatever I want to say. And then I'll say, in fact, if you or someone you know are looking for extra income, I would be more than happy to send you some information or send you a new sample. I use that as an opportunity to try to mail them something, right? And if you don't be afraid and say, if you know anyone who's looking for extra income, because it might be them. So make sure to say, if you or anyone you know is looking for extra income but flexible hours or wanting to work from home, something along those lines. So make a goal every week to have conversations just for conversation's sake, and you'll see you have a lot more open doors for conversation about Scentsy. I also use social media to expand my team beyond my network by asking for referrals. You can go to National Geographic's website, and you can go to the maps section, and you can get a plain map where you can color in certain states, or you could draw like numbers on certain states. So like on the state of Texas, I could put like 10 or however many consultants I have in Texas in my group. And then I could come to Florida and put 200 or however many we have in Florida. Or you could just color in the states where you don't have any consultants and you want to sponsor. Find a way to draw attention to the states that you want to sponsor in. Upload that image to Facebook along with a little message saying something like, I'm trying to share this opportunity in every single state. I want a Sunshine State superstar in every state, and you can see I don't have anyone in Montana or blah or blah or blah, and list some of the states and say, if you refer me someone who joins my team in one of those states, you're going to be so glad you did. I always reward referrals. You could say something along those lines. Or you could private message that image to people who live in certain states that you're trying to gravitate towards. Something else, it's a tip that I got from the amazing Mary Christensen herself. She told me when I was working to sponsor in Australia to brand myself with Australia garb. So, wear a hat with Australia on it, wear a pin with Australia on it. The same could apply for states. People are so proud of where they're from. So when you're doing a vendor event, when you're at a house party, wear a pin with a particular state you're trying to sponsor in, or wear a hat with the particular state you want to sponsor in. Focus on one state at a time and brand yourself in that state. It's so interesting how you'll notice that people are like, oh, are you from Texas? I'm from Texas. Opening the door for you to say, no, I'm not from Texas, but I'm building a Scentsy team there, and I'm so proud of them, and I'm looking for more people who want to build in Texas. There's a big opportunity there. See how easy that is? If someone brings the state up to you, it's so easy to segue that into Scentsy and team building there in that state. So that's another thing I like to do. Also, hosting become a consultant opportunity nights consistently on Facebook and having an open door policy in your team page. These are some other things I've done to bring people outside of my Central Florida area into our group. So Bacon, or Become a Consultant Opportunity Night, is something you'd schedule in advance, do a Facebook event. It would run for 1 hour, one night. I usually do it at like 9 p.m. Eastern time, something like that. And throughout that hour, I will post YouTube videos, images, and all kinds of things to help people who are considering joining Scentsy make the decision on whether or not this is a good fit for them. So not only does this help me recruit out of my region, but it also helps my team members, because everyone in my team and my group invite people as well to join our bacon event. It's a wonderful thing, and we try to do it at least once a quarter. It's a big opportunity for growth. And then of course an open door policy on your group or team page. Every single month, anyone can add a potential recruit to our page to get a behind the scenes sneak peek. And this is a great way for them to see our culture. Now, side note, time out here. If you're gonna do that, make sure that you have tight reins on how you allow your team page to operate. You don't want to allow negative Nancy's or any company bashing or anything like that. I have a strict no negativity tolerance on my page, and I want to encourage you to do the same, because being part of your team page, your group page, is not a right. It is a privilege. So ensure that you set your standards for how you want your team page to be run, and then hold people to it. That's what I do, and it's a wonderful, positive place. I'm super proud of our group page. I never see negativity in there. It's a great space. I shouldn't say never, but it's incredibly rare to ever see negativity in there. So, side note there, I wanted to add. So let's see, what else did we talk about in the interview? See, my videos are always off the cuff, guys. Like, I never make notes. I always just try to remember. So let me think. We talked about, oh, yes, social media. She asked me, what am I doing on social media? I had told Sandy and the rest of the consultants hanging out with me during the presentation that I think it's important to really focus on 1 or 2 social media platforms and really perfect them. You don't want to be, you want to be a master of 1 or a couple. You don't want to be a fool of many. You know what I'm saying? Like, find 1 and really perfect it. So for me, my 2 that I'm really focused on are YouTube and Facebook. YouTube, that's super simple. I just make videos that I hope people are gonna like to watch. I share from my heart. I share what's working for me and what I hear is working for other people too. And I put it out there, and I cross my fingers and hope that people like it and wanna watch it. That's honestly what I do on YouTube. YouTube is a free marketing resource, and I'm sure I'm not underutilizing it. But that's just truly what I do. I just try to focus on good content, and I feel like good content will carry you a long way. I don't have fancy graphics or, anything crazy extra. I just try to put good content out there and cross my fingers and hope people like it. That's just truly what I do. So regarding YouTube, I would encourage you to stop being afraid. There's plenty of room on YouTube for all of us, and there's tons of room for success for all of us. There's so many people that stand out. Jamie Sullins, Edie Ann, Spice Dawn, Christina Stambrook, I'm forgetting her name. Kimberly Pulito. I mean, there's tons of amazing people. Becky, I'm forgetting her last name. I love her so much, and I'm forgetting her last name. Becky, I'm forgetting her name. Anyway, there's tons of amazing people on YouTube, and there's room for more. So what do you want to talk about on YouTube? What do you want to share? What do you feel like others could benefit from hearing? And just make a video. You'll never like the way you look. I don't like the way I look right now. My face looks too shiny. My eyes are red and bloodshot. My hair is dirty, and I hate wearing my hair up. You're never going to like the way you look on video. You can see where I had my sunglasses on today. You're never going to like the way you look on video. Newsflash, you're never going to like the way you sound either. I hate my voice. But I'm not going to let that stop me from doing my thing. I'm not going to let fear win, right? So just tell the fear to shut up and do your thing. Make your videos, and there's people who are going to love them, and there's people who aren't. The people who love them, that's what you do it for, right? So if you want to do YouTube, that's my advice to you. That's how I'm using YouTube. I know, super advanced information here. Make a video, try to do good content, and hope people watch it. But that's what I do. And that's basically what I said at reunion on that subject. For Facebook, those are my 2 jams. Those are what I focus on, YouTube and Facebook. So for Facebook, there's so much more information. I could talk to you about Facebook for a 2-hour long video. I love Facebook. Okay, so first things first. My number one goal of Facebook is to turn every single customer that I gain into a fan. If you've heard me talk about this before, I basically say that a customer is someone who comes to an event, comes to a party, and they buy from you, and that's it. That's a customer. Our job as Scentsy consultants is to turn that customer into a fan. A fan is someone who is proud that you are their consultant, wants you to earn incentive trips, wants to refer you to other people because they think you are the freaking bee's knees, right? That's a fan, right? I mean, if you're a fan of a band or a clothing store or a restaurant, you talk about it. You go there. You refer other people there. That is a fan. You cheer them on. If you see a restaurant you love in the newspaper, you're like, oh my gosh, look, they're in the newspaper. I love them. You like their Facebook page. You share their Facebook posts. That is a fan. And that's what we want. We don't want customers. We want fans. And for me, I found the best way to turn a customer into a fan is by being their friend on Facebook, because they watch me, they follow along, and they're like, wow, this girl's legit. Yeah. Right? So that's what I do. Within 24 to 48 hours, every single person that I meet at a house party, I'm searching for them on Facebook. They become my Facebook friend, or at least I send them a request, and then I send them a private message on Facebook. I usually try to do a voice memo using Facebook Messenger. I am obsessed with voice memos. I love to communicate with people with voice memos. They hear your tone. They don't imply a tone that could be negative. They hear your passion. They hear your excitement. It's so awesome. So much better than just typing something out. But sometimes I have to type it out, and I will. But usually I do voice memo. And I will say, it was so great meeting you last night at Susie Q's party. And I'm so excited that I am now your Scentsy consultant. It's my honor to serve you. So let's be Facebook friends so we can stay easily in touch and blah, 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 blah. They always accept my friend request. I don't think I've ever had someone not accept my friend request. Because at the party where I met them last night or yesterday or whatever, I'm trying to become their friend. I'm not just trying to talk their ear off about warmers and wax and diffusers and oils and oh my. Like, I'm talking to them about real life. Like, how do you know your host? Do you have kids? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. I'm making friends, not just customers, right? Turning them into fans. That's how you got to do that. Best way to get to know somebody, make them have all the feels about you and like you, is ask them about themselves. So that's what we do. So, adding customers as Facebook friends is super important. I don't have a business page. I don't need a business page. I am Katie Farner, Scentsy consultant. Why do I need a business page? This is me. This is who I am. I don't need a business page. This isn't my business. This is my life. That's the way I look at it. So that is one thing I do. Also, like I mentioned earlier in the video, every week setting a goal of having a certain amount of phone conversations, Facebook Messenger conversations, just for conversation's sake. That's something else that I do on social media. I also am live streaming consistently on social media. If you're watching this shortly after I've posted it, you might have seen I live streamed earlier tonight about Bring Back My Bars. In fact, they're all still sitting here. Oh gosh, they're so pretty, right? Our bars are so pretty. Look at those colors. Just love it. Anyway, so I try to Facebook live stream at least once a week and show them how Scentsy is enhancing my life, how it's making me happy, fulfilling me, blah, 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 blah. That's super important. I am also using Facebook as a tool to find events. It's one of my favorite ways to find events. Your event section in Facebook is always recommending events for you. You go in there, you dig through there, you like events, you pay attention to it. You're going to notice you're getting more and more and more event referrals. Another thing I like to do is ask for referrals on Facebook. So I will do a live stream, or I will post a video. I will do a live stream, or I will post a photo. I like to do just like an individual photo of me along with my website written on the photo. I use apps like WordSwag or Rana Designs to add my website onto an image of myself, and I will post that and say, am I your Scentsy consultant? If so, share this image and say a word or two about why you choose to shop with me. You're going to be glad you did. Wink. And I send them a free scent circle for anyone who refers or who shares my image and says why they use me. So Facebook is such an incredible tool, and it's free. It's free, free, free. But one word of advice I have about Facebook is really try to follow the 80-20 rule, 80% personal, 20% business, so you don't get flagged by Facebook and get in Facebook jail. And you also won't find people deleting you. With Facebook as well, I'm really trying to ensure that my posts are original, and I do videos and personal photos every single time, as much as possible, so it is more unique. And another suggestion as well, something that I love to do on Facebook, is get people's opinions. Like, for example, I'm going to change my wax today. Which one should I do? Maui Mist or Orange Dreamsicle? And post a photo of me like, I just don't know. I can't decide. You know, like, people love giving their opinions. You know what they say about opinions, right? Exactly. People love giving opinions. So ask them their opinions. Today, I posted a picture of 2 couches that I'm considering, asking people's opinions. They love giving your opinions. And the more comments you get, because people love giving their opinions, the more comments you get, the higher up Facebook is going to rank your post, and the more people are going to see it and be like, oh, there's Katie, I need to reorder some wax. Even if it's not about Scentsy, it still can trigger a Scentsy reach out, a Scentsy connection. So I said way more about Facebook than I did on stage because I had a time frame that I had to stick to. And gosh, I get on my videos and I just ramble. I've rambled for almost 30 minutes. I hope that these ramblings have helped you. So to highlight, we talked about how to use Facebook, how to use YouTube, overcoming some common objections, and we also talked about expanding outside of our little bubble and network. So there's kind of a recap of everything that I shared on stage and more at Reunion 2016 during my little news segment with Sandy Spielmaker. So thank you guys for always being so supportive and awesome and following along to my channel. I absolutely love my Scentsy family, and this is my small way that I can contribute because my Scentsy business has given me so much and blessed me so much. And I'm not talking about like money. Like, when I say my Scentsy business has given me so much and blessed me with so much, I'm not talking about financially at all. I'm talking about in here. Like, my Scentsy business has changed my life. It has changed who I am. It's changed how I see myself. I used to be so insecure about myself as a leader and my potential, and gosh, it's changed my whole perspective on women and what women can do, and me and what I can do. It's amazing. And this is my way that I hope I can contribute to this amazing family that I'm so proud to be a part of, and I'm so thankful to be a part of. So thank you for all your support and your love and following along with my crazy videos and listening to me talk for 30 minutes plus at a time. I hope that it brings you ideas and excitement, and I hope that it brings you like true understanding of what you're capable of, and that if I can do it with no experience, super insecurity about sponsoring and building a team and being a leader, if I can promote to superstar director and do these things, you certainly can too. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please click subscribe, and it would mean a lot, and you'll get notifications every time I make a video. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time around.